Hello. Hi, everybody. We are live. Thank you so much for being with me. Hi, James. Hi,
Hello.
Fifi. Hi,
Hi.
Sungal. How are you? Can you
Good.
hear
We're
me?
good. We're good.
Great, great. Well, thank you so much for being with me. Today is a very special session. I usually host this called live interview for interviewing people who are very interesting, artists, musicians, politicians, and people have good messages to spread out. So, but today is very special because I hear some funny sound. Today, we are here to remember Evan Chen, who is my brother. Evan unfortunately left us uh, on November the 30th, which is 2 weeks ago. And we still don't know exactly how he passed away. But we are here with people from long time ago knows my brother Evan, who also have people worked with Evan, people who uh, teachers of Evans who join us, and so yeah. So anyway, let me just introduce our guests on this panel. First of all, as on my wait, I hear some weird sound. Can you mute yourself if you're not talking, please? Do you know how? Anyway, James, I'm gonna start from you, James. So please introduce yourself and who you are and how do you know Evan Chen, please.
Well, I think I've been the oldest friend of Evan. We met in middle school, I think sometime in 1973 or 1974. Then all of a sudden, we became very close. So close. We have so many secrets, so many fun times, and also so many conflicts when we grown up. We don't know who we are for a long, long, long time. And now Evan just left us so quickly and too sudden, too early. I'm still adjusting myself. But as far as me, for me, I'm just his buddy, his longtime friend.
Thank you, James. Yeah. So we'll do a round of intro and then we'll go from there. I also wanted to play some of the videos and music and um, other interviews of Evan. So anyway, let's move on to Fifi. Hi, Fifi. How are you? Tell us where you are and how do you know Evan Chen?
I met Evan through James, and James knew my brother. And by the way, James just introduced their relationship. I have to say that I guess James loves naughty boys because my brother is a very naughty boy. And so he was his friend, and then he introduced Chen into our family, and that's how I met him. And but we started hanging out because in the early '80s, I had a band. I was singing in a band, and we were writing songs, and then he was writing songs, and so we got together and we wrote a few songs together, and then we got involved in this one episode where we wrote a song called "My China," and we even went on the road and went to Washington and we performed, and so we became close, and then became friends because he calls me Jie, and and I think it was because you know how it is with little brother. Sometimes you fight with them, sometimes you love them to death. That was kind of the relationship I had with Evan, and then he asked me to write the libretto for his opera, and so we got involved in that, and then The last time I saw him was 2007 when I went to China to visit uh, uh, in Shanghai, and then I went to Tianjin, where I'm from, where I was born, and and I gave him a call. I got the number from James, and I gave him a call, and I can still see him, the skinny guy with the big uh, book bag on his back, and and he's just dragging along, and he went on the train, came to see me, and that was the last time I saw him. And but we've been on WeChat, and I've been kind of watching his development and stuff. But I'm speechless. I don't know what that means. I mean, it really adjusts my whole view on life. He was so full of life, and he's never down. He's always up. He's always optimistic. And I am kind of angry that if people like that should be just taken so quickly, is there any hope for us? you know, he is a very optimistic guy.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we can learn from that.
Yeah, thank you, Fifi. Well, yeah. So let's move on to Sungao. Sungao, introduce yourselves, and after Sungao's intro, we're going to watch a little bit of. There's someone made a really lovely video with pictures from China, and yeah, I'll just play part of it. Yeah. All right, Sungao, your turn, please, and tell us who
Okay.
you are.
Dating back to 1975, I think still the Cultural Revolution. We just end up the high school. We assigned by the government to the factory. It's to call 18 whatever toy factory. So we all 18 years old. 18 years old. So we met through kind of a gathering, political session. I know him because he stood out. Is he like a very active? He wear the uniform, like army uniform. I thought he's a gold gun, something like high ranking official family, and gave me an impression. Okay, he play accordion, very active. So and since then, so it's 1975. So we are all 18 years old. Through Evan, I get to know James and Ching, and we get closer. Yeah. So after that, we all went through the college entering exam. Then that's a long story. Okay. So I'm from New York. So every time back to Beijing, I think I could remember what year we met each other at the Beijing's his big mansion, kind of like a mansion. We talked to each other for a while. He showed me the video, his production, everything. Then back to China every 2 years with Shanghai. We talk. Yeah, he's very active, as you say, very optimistic, a very humorous person, very insight, enlightening. Yeah, it's a shocking for me to know he passed away. Okay, right.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I wanted to thank the people who are with us right now, people who are Clubhouse, and also and Andrew is in the audience. Um, I gave you a link, so check your email address, email. So I gave the link. June is in the audience, and Shark Fan, thank you. Colette, thank you. Lewis, thank you so much for you guys to be with me, and I am going to play you just one of the portion of a video just made by people in Shanghai. They did a really great job for combining music and photos of Evan Chen. Now, before we do that, I just wanted to do a quick intro about who Evan was. Evan Chen, um, he was my brother, my only brother, and we consider him as a composer, producer, keyboard player, and he is very capable of doing many things. Evan was a father, son, husband, and also he did a lot of music for theater, for film. For I actually today I watched the entire movie of The Painted Veil. That was a 2006 a Hollywood film, and he was the music arranger for that film. That was really beautiful. So he also did a opera 1995 for Minnesota Opera, where Fifi was the librettist. How do you say that? Librettist. Fifi wrote the words. So yeah. So anyway, he's very talented. So here we go. I'm gonna show how I'm gonna share this part of the video with us. Let me see if I can find this. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right, so let me put this little.
城市鲜艳的山湖，微笑飞溅的瀑布，你穿着白色衣服，与陌生人跳舞。树叶写满了音符，目光塞满了道路。我数着凌乱的脚步，说这是个旅途。有鸟儿在林上飞舞，看起来比我们还要孤独。其实我和你从没有相遇，那是谁和谁一生相许？有鸟儿在林上飞舞，看起来比我们还要孤独。其实我和你从没有相遇，那是谁和谁一生相许
Thank you. That was the singer of that was Li Chuan, and Li Chuan is a very quite famous pianist and also became a pop song singer. And Evan worked with him um, when Evan came back to China and to Shanghai, and Evan was Li Chuan's music director or producer for quite a few years. Yeah, so that was Li Chuan singing. So yeah. Anyway, I just sent June. I send you the link to our group on WeChat. Also, I sent you the link, Angel, to send it to your WeChat. So check that, and you will get the link from us, and you can come onto stage. Yeah. So, well, what happened was I just wanted to reiterate like what's going on. I talked to my brother on November the 29th, November the 29th China time, which is United States time 28th, and we're just chatting and very bubbly and happy. And the next thing you know, the day after that, which is the 30th of Chinese time, because China is 13 hours ahead of New York, ahead of Eastern time, and he was gone. He went to Shenzhen. Shenzhen is a city south of Shanghai. Shenzhen is very close to Hong Kong, and he had a business trip. Went there to try. I think he's supposed to train some actors musically, give them a talk in music, and he arrived on 29th and arrived there around 6 o'clock by the time he get to the hotel. And then the next thing you know is he was gone 6 hours later. So we still don't know what happened with him, because traditionally in China they do not, if they eliminate, if it's not if it's not a, what do you call, murder, and then people don't usually go into the process of finding out or doing autopsy. So we do not know exactly why he passed so quickly. Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot of illness, but anyway, so that's what happened, and it was a shock to us, to me, and to many of the friends. Yeah. And so, but I wanted to, this session is not just for us to cry together, but I wanted to, for people to know how colorful Evan was, how interesting a guy, and how talented, and how creative a person he was. So yeah. So James, would you like to tell some interesting stories of my brother, please?
Well, started from where? There are so many stories. I just don't know start from where.
Yeah, the naughtiest one.
The naughtiest. Well, still there are so many. We have so many secrets, and I think we have to keep that as secrets. Yeah.
Forever, keep the secret.
Yeah.
In your heart,
Yeah.
No, tell us some.
Too much. Well, I don't know start from where.
Start from our lunch.
Well, I actually started from very early. Remember, I was start learning painting, drawing, and at one time, a young teacher, my teacher, who taught me, the basics of painting, and I came to your home, Ching, remember, and tried to do a oil sketching for you. And after he finished the work, and your brother looked at it, he said, "The chair looks very alike the chair." Remember that story?
This has to be told in Shanghai dialect, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the very beginning of his humor.
Right.
Then, well, I better, not just, I need to recall. And then maybe just one story at a time. So this is the first story.
Thank you.
Let me think about another one.
Yeah, thank you. And I had no idea, Sung Gao, you were my brother's co-worker. So tell us that story.
Well, actually work in different place, right? He's in the Yang role, I'm on the Dingxi role. So every once in a while, every month, we all these so-called young fresh from the high school, we have to get together called political session of brainwashing once a month. So we get together, And at the end of the session, and home is a person like he soon joined us as called uh, for the factories like play chorus, and he played accordion and sing a song, and he's so popular. All the girls like him. All the boys like, oh, he's so yeah he and I think he also has a book and accordion, and here's another book is the English whatever books. He tried to learn English and he put in the pocket, even when he's in the furnace part. So I don't know when he discovered, he maybe found that I'm also learning English. So he came to me and tried to talk to me. You need the word, and he showed me the book. I think either the link or whatever, but I forgot. I said, well, do you know do you know this book? I said, yes, I learned already. So he said, wow, you're better than mine. I said, no, we're just learning. So since then, I think he came to me more often, even we work in different places now. And even after work, he tried to make a point with me and show me to the friends like James and Ching. And so eventually, even I'm the first one to be admitted to the Eastern China Normal University, and he's the second one to the Teacher College, also for his music. But funny thing is, when I was admitted to the university, East China Normal University, he's the second year. He know I'm learning English, and he very often comes to my dormitory at the time. He said, I have enough time. This is too boring for me for his the music major, nothing new. I really want to learn English. I said, I'm not a teacher. He said, well, whatever you learn, let's show me. And he's very avid learner. I think very impressed. He said, whatever notes you have, I will copy down. And sometimes, because at that time, 6 days a week, and I came home from the university only Saturday evening on one day. So he came like a Sunday, and Saturday evening or Sunday morning, Sunday evening, whatever. Whenever time available, he'll come to me. And at that time, no, we are using the textbook called New Concept English. And he got a book, same book. He said, whatever you have, something, show me what's the point, grammar, whatever. Yeah. So I was very impressed. He learned that so fast. He's better than mine in terms of imitating the language, the term. Yeah. That's the only part I can share with you at that time. Yeah. Something I think about it is.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Hey,
Okay.
thank you so much, Songa. Hi, Bonjour. Hi, June. How are you? I muted you earlier. Hi, welcome, welcome.
So sorry, took a long time for me to get this
It's okay.
technology
It's
fixed
okay.
going. Sorry
Yeah.
about that.
So I know
Took
you
a
have
long time.
I know you have to go very soon, and just do a quick intro of who you are and what do you know. You have some very fantastic stories of Evan Chen.
Yeah, yeah. He was very kind of like a popular among during the 80s, late 70s and 80s in Shanghai, and he was so popular. Actually, my sister, younger sister, knew I was already in the Shanghai Conservatory, and my home is just across street from conservatory, Fenyang Road, and sometimes I came home. I saw one day I came home. I saw Hong, is playing piano and singing "Speak softly, lonely," something, the Godfather, and when do I meet, something, and the love story. And he was very romantic, with a lot of girls, at our home. I was just, oh, this is cool. This guy, that was the first time I met. Then he later, I came, I think that he stayed at our home because he was my husband, my husband passed away this year too. So he studied with my husband, and composition. I was my husband always said, "Do you know Hong? Do you know Hong?" And yeah, I don't. I said, how how he became a composer. He was I thought he was a singer and a pianist, but my husband taught him, Chapman College, and my husband he said Hong is so much fun because my husband was a kind of like also a party, give a party all the time, and he said one time, and I think Hong brought the Peking duck to our home, and the home and my when I married to my husband in 1991, then there was the kitchen, on the ceiling. There's always very, very thick, kind of wine colored, very spots, that, big spots. I said, "What's this?" He said, "Oh, that's a home from a home." And the home is a big chopper, he gong, 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 the Peking duck, everything is to the ceiling. Still, when this is when I married to my husband, he said that this was 2 years ago. Was because it's so thick, it's like a permanent kind of mark.
Okay, wait. Can I interrupt? So you keep saying your husband. Okay, so Joan Huang, who is a very accomplished composer herself, she married to William Kraft, who was a very reputable, very respectable composer in the musical world. So I just want to, and then Evan happened to be studied with William Kraft. So that's the relationship. Okay, go on, please.
Yeah, and then Evan came, I think, probably 1993, 92 or 93. So he came, stay with us. So because our home always had a party, so he was so kind of like so full of musicians, and but I remember Evan always carry a little the photos of his son. He was very proud. I'm a father now, and the boy was so cute. I think I probably have that photo. He gave it to us. His son. It was very young. Chubby. He was a chubby, right? When he was that's the son. I don't know the name, and he was very, very proud. He was a father. He was so likable. Home, so much fun. His English was already impeccable. Kind of so good. That was impress everyone. That time. It was so. Then he played with some Xiao Bai Cai and something like Stephan Sondheim. Some kind of signed letter. Showed us. He was so proud. We were very impressed. I said, "Oh, you got my husband said you got Stephan Sondheim's autograph or something." Very impressed. But Evan is always very, very diligent, hard worker. It was
Right.
so it's so much fun. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, another incident. I just talked to my childhood friend. She was in the foreign language department, English department in Shanghai. 师范学院, normal school. I don't know how to translate. And because she married to a man with it's a American. He was teaching at the English at the Shanghai 师范学院, and he remember they went somehow, they went a trip together, and because during that time, and the Shanghai still very that's probably 1980s, early 80s or late 70s. The 汽水, do you remember the 橘子水 or whatever? The 汽水 was just sparkling water, basically was orange flavored, and it was very, very luxury. And Hong said that, the foreigners, maybe they have a money, it's so expensive for young students. So I think and for my girlfriend's husband, he's still alive, he's still, and he said, oh, Hong just said wanted this chi sui so badly, and he said then he bought a watermelon. Even watermelon was a kind of good, luxury thing for the students then, during that time. So he remembered Hong very, 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 vividly. Said that Hong is a always said, oh, can we get to the, because they were so poor that the students didn't have money, so he bought it. He bought the chi sui and the watermelon.
Thank you.
For the,
Yeah,
yeah,
thank you for the great story. Thank you.
yeah.
John.
That's the
I,
Xing. Shing will tell you a lot. He said that he
yeah,
always saw.
okay.
She was in the foreign language department. She said that
Yeah,
Chen Hong is always there, always in the
yeah,
foreign language department.
yeah.
So
I
just
wanted
let
to,
you know.
I wanted to show you something, okay, before we
Oh,
move on, okay? And
mm,
this is I have been doing interviews since the pandemic, and
mm,
I practiced on my brother at the very beginning of my so-called interview program. This was an interview. Please mute yourselves if you don't talk, please. So this is a interview I did April 29th, and I'll just show you just a little bit about it. And here he's talking about William Kraft.
mm.
Wait, can you hear it? Can you hear it?
No,
No.
no,
Oh,
nothing at
No,
all.
yeah, just the kind of like a sis noise.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me redo it because I thought I was sharing it. Sorry, sorry. Okay, go. Okay. Okay. One more.
Actually,
Oh,
I have talked too much. Just watch me, my sister, dear sister.
Yeah.
Help me from boring people, bore people to death.
So anyway, what
Anyway,
happened?
so everybody, we had like 5 people in his house, and all these 4 American students, they all seem to be so knowledgeable, talking about W.C. Berlioz and Pierre Boulez and all these people. I was like, I never heard these people before, Well, I know WC, 德彪西是不是啊？叫德彪西。Who is WC? I only know someone kind of 德彪西, Anyway, so and they're so knowledgeable. I couldn't get into the conversation. I just like to listen to a saga, in front of me. This world is so big, beyond playing pianos. Of course, because the limited resource we had in China when I was studying piano, I only played sonatas, Chopin, Beethoven, few people, right? And then we tried to, kind of climbing the mountains from the cliffside. Anyways, after a while, Bill said, "All right." He asked everybody, so what do you do? What do you do? And I told him, I'm just a piano player, I'm here to listen, And after a while, Bill got kind of bored with all the chit chat, and said, okay, anyways, everybody goes home. Today's the first day of class. Everybody goes home and write me a 5-part fugue, Bach style. And so we all shut up and then went home, right? And then for 1 week, I had to come up with a 5-part fugue, so I can start to study what fugue is like. What is it called? Why is it called a fugue? How the subject and the counter subject, it works. And then I thought, well, maybe I should use like a pentatonic scale, right? So I took a pentatonic scale and just like it's working like a like a mathematician, right? Impose onto, juxtapose on these, do all these shit, it's like come up with 2 pages, a 5-part, it's not a fugue, it's an invention, okay? And then Bill has this rule. He said, like, whatever you compose, whatever you do this, you have to be able to perform for me on your instrument. Let's say if you like write an orchestral piece, you should be able to play the mainframe of this things like theme, harmony, things on the piano, right? So I had to learn that, difficult piece that I composed for nobody to listen to. And we second session we went, next session we went, and then his home. Bill looked at my score. Like, you sure you never composed before? I said, yeah, I never. Well, then you should. Oh, he said, you sure you never write before? He said, you sure you never wrote before? And I said, never. Yeah. And you should write. And he just mentioned that. And he looked up everybody's things. And he's looking, Chinese hindrance, huh? But it really never sinking or never, really clicked on me that I could be a composer. Because
Anyway, okay, that's a really fun one. Yeah. So that's related to Joan. When Evan says all this Bill, that's Joan's husband. And thank you so much, Joan, for your story. I would like to also go into Fifi. Fifi, you worked with Evan. Your friend, but you're also working relationship. Tell us a little bit about the birth of the bok choy, and you were the writer for the lyricist, libretto. How do you say that? So, you have muted. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. What happened was, I always thought that this is a very interesting story with Evan. What got him into the theater, and that was he was trying out pianos in a piano store, and so the piano store had a little speaker that kind of was facing the street. And one of the directors and up-and-coming directors of a very famous theater group called the Steppenwolf Theater, and his name is Eric Simonson, who then directed Bok Choy Variation. So he was walking by, and he heard this piano playing, and he thought, well, that is a very interesting piano piece. So he went into the store, and that's how he met Evan. And then he invited Evan to do a play, a Shakespearean play that Eric was directing, and Coriolanus. And so that's how they became friends, and that's how Evan got into the theater. And of course he thrived, and he got a Jeffrey Award from it. But when Evan came to me after the whole thing started with he and this guy who was interested in doing a song for it's called My China. That was right at the end of the Tiananmen event, and so this guy Dwayne wrote some lyrics, and Evan wrote the music, but there was no melody, and so, like I said, me and Evan had worked together on a couple of songs, and I was always the melody and the words person. And so he called me late one night and said, "Fee, can I come over with a friend? We're working on something and we're kind of running into a wall." And I said, "Sure." So I was just shutting down my studio, and they came, gave me this this demo, and it was a very scantily put together. It was just like a big idea. And so I said, I do hear a melody, and can I change the words a little bit, and then I'll hang the vocal on it. Okay, so that's how we started doing My China. And so years later, when Eric got another commission to do an opera, he invited Evan to be the composer. And so Minnesota Opera, was very, very happy with that, and they were looking for a librettist, and so they worked with this playwright. He was American, and Evan was very, very unhappy with what he was coming out with because, they didn't understand the whole sensibility, the Asian sensibility, the Chinese sensibility, and the old and the new, and So anyway, that's when he asked me if I could do something with it, and so we did, and that's how we got to work on the opera, which is great fun. For me, it was great fun, and we put everybody that I knew he knew into the story. James was in there. My brother's name was in there. So it was a fabulous experience, and we had wonderful reviews from it.
Yeah, beautiful.
I'm sorry that I'm not in Chicago. If I was in Chicago, I would have some pictures and pieces of the music to share. But I am in my other home in New Mexico, so I couldn't share that with you guys.
Yeah. Actually, I have an article was written on WeChat. It's called Shanghai 陆客, Shanghai 陆客. I don't know how to like someone is passing by, and they did a really great article in February this year. In the article, there's Evan talking and also his excerpts of his music. I'll just play you a little bit. I don't know how good it is. It's coming from this. Okay, just a little bit of a bok choy variations. Okay.
Fate is mine, good or bad. You were there to fulfill it. It was meant to be. Your fate is yours, bitter or sweet. I was there to complete it for you. It was meant to be. Forgiveness only tames the pain of life's bitter debts be so. So come, rest your heart in peace. There's nothing, my love, to forgive. You must hold on to to move on, to see another dawn. Don't be afraid, embrace your destiny. With every line of lullaby, mother, you sang to me. Oh, be strong. I can hear your wishes again. Oh, with all thy love. This time I'm not alone. I never wanted to leave you. This time it's farewell tonight. This time I'll seize the light. This time your love sets me free. The sky is my domain. Your love will always be the beacon on the sea.
So
Hmm.
yeah, so I wanted to tell you that excerpt was from the bok choy variations, it's a love duet. The character is the main character was himself, that David. David had this girlfriend called May. May is a real person's name, actually. As Evan James, you can tell Evan had so many girlfriends, right? When he was young. Right?
Well, even older.
Anyway, yeah, no, take over. Who is May?
Well, that's Song Gao's know much better. I only met a few times, maybe 2-3 times. The Song Gao, I think you are kind of a go-between, right?
Yeah,
The help. Yeah,
help.
help Evan and with the ladder, and so he can climb to the attic, like a Romeo and Juliet.
Anyway,
Is Song Gao still here?
Yeah, I think his Sunga is disappearing for a little while. But anyway, yeah. So what happened was, so well, maybe Fifi, you can tell the story, the bok choy variation, that excerpts of their singing a duet, right? You wrote.
Yes. Yes. It's well, I guess David that way saw her and fell in love with her, and she was a little bit apprehensive, and but the whole background is what was interesting about how he became interested in music, and there was the Cultural Revolution, and his mother was telling him, don't cause any trouble, don't listen to these music that he loved. And evidently he and James and a bunch of guys went, play Rachmaninoff secretly, and then somebody caught them, and then so the whole story is about these four young guys and their different destiny, and at the end, the wisdom came from the older Dao Wei being told by the younger self, and so, and of course, by that time there was the artist that was in New York, that came to New York and had run into cultural problems, and so it just told the bigger story was of the four young men and their destinies, and it was well met, and it was well timed when that premiered, and yeah, I think it was a good piece that he made. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So we have a lot of people with us listening. If you guys have any questions, you can just write in the chat. In the meantime, Sung Gao, we were going to tell stories of a Momet. And James said you know more details about that. You want to give us some scoop of his love life? You're muted. Sorry. Okay.
You should
Okay.
open the secret or in the closet or forever.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's mommy, and also know Sophia. Anything in Beijing, everything. There's a lot of us. Maybe I should not talk too much. Mommy is my neighbor. Yeah, I don't know how he know mommy. Probably is in the I think it's in the Foreign Language Institute. I think they have a gathering or party, whatever. He didn't tell me until later. He discovered that mommy is my neighbor, and he first thought that we are lover rivalry, and later he discovered no, it's not. I'm not in the picture. So he spent a lot of time courting her, and sometimes I think the parents don't like. And when I think the second year, and he not invite mommy to go to Qingdao. I think on the on the trip, and without knowledge of mommy's parents, I think. But you know what? And then ask Dutchin every day to call, come to the house. Dutchin came all the way from his house to pretend the sound of a home, so give the impression mommy's parents that home is not in the picture, because mommy's parents know mommy's on trip with his friend, with all his the classmates. It's not with a company mom home. So Hong, I know he knew the mommy's itinerary, and join her to the Qingdao boat, the ship, whatever. But since we're neighbors, every day the Hong will come to my house for so-called English learning, chatting in the evening. So he will Song Gao every time call. So give the impression mommy's parents know Hong is still there. They're already suspicious. They have a close relationship. So even they're away for a whole week, the Hong is joining the trip to the Qingdao. So who have to play the role? And that Dutching, Dutching had to pretend to imitate Hong's voice. Song Gao, Song Gao. So let mommy's parents peaceful mindset say, oh, Hong is not chatting or with the dating with their daughters. So that's a part of the story. I don't want to go in more detail. That's a part of scenario. So one thing is that whenever he want to do something, he will spend not 80%, 120% energy, time, or talents do something. Not in language, a girl, or whatever, or maybe music. He really go into it. Not as people just if he want to do something, he will make sure it. He's spent 120% energy or time. That will interest. Whatever he do something, yeah.
I'm talking without the microphone on. Sorry. So I'm showing you his IMDb page. I did not know he had a page. So I googled him, Evan H. Chen. IMDb is like a database website for uh, actors, actors, directors, musicians, anything has to do with the TV or movie. So you can see he has a credit in. Can you mute yourself, please, when you're not talking, please? He has a credits on The Painted Veil. It's a really wonderful film. This was 2006. He was the music arranger for a couple of songs. And then he did Crusade, also Babylon 5. Yeah. So I was actually able to, okay, I Googled and I hear some weird sound coming from somebody. And so let's see. Let me do this again. So I actually watched the entire Painted Veil on Amazon, and I'll show you just the excerpts of it. Okay, it's a beautiful film. If you have a chance, if you haven't seen it, it's really beautiful, and it's a Naomi Watts, an actor, and also what's it, Edward Edward Norton, yeah, and very huge what do you call cast.
要30啊，我有30我不卖，要一定要30啊，啊，我的要我闹啊，20，我的要这么大30我不能卖啊 ，OK， 好的。
What on earth are you doing all the way out here?
Walking off a crippling hangover. What are you doing?
Well, I've been attempting to purchase a stock of bamboo off this fine gentleman here. His price is exorbitant. My head is too shattered to negotiate.
I'm trying to find the music.
But that's wonderful. How long do you think you've been like this?
2 months. Maybe not.
Okay, maybe they're not playing the music when I'm doing this, so who knows? Because I tried to find the music where you can hear the music, but the music is not in, so maybe it's a copyright issue. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, check that film, The Painted Veil, and it's really amazing. Yeah. So I just wanted to I wanted to tell you that for me it was very shocking, his passing, because we talk to each other quite often via WeChat. WeChat is a Chinese app. It's like a Facebook. You can do voice talking and you can see each other. Also, you can do video talking and you could text. You could, do all kind of things. And so he's always very encouraged of my work. After I interviewed Andrew Yang early November, which if you don't know who Andrew Yang is, he was running for 2020 presidential primary as a Democrat. And I followed the people who supported Andrew Yang. They call themselves Yang Gan. And I eventually became one of them. And I made a documentary called My Yang Gan Diary. I used Evan's music at the end when the credits were rolling. I used his music. It was more R&B kind of music. So once I told him to watch my interview with Andrew Yang finally, and this was speaking in Shanghai dialect. I just play you a little bit, and he was like so happy for me.
Hello 妹妹，我剛剛呢弄個 interview 佢他，哎呦，弄你這老結棍啊！我發覺弄老齡啊，弄個 interview 個就是個口才是好得來不得了，我根本就發覺我根本就沒辦法講這種閒話了，弄哎噼里啪啦噼里啪啦妙語連珠，我講那兩個人 对答如流。我觉着看了以后，我觉着我自家看了以后心情好交关了。搿之前我今朝是心情是发好得来勿得了，我同侬讲，自家要做个小嘛cancel脱了啥，然后呢一大堆乱七八糟事体。哎呀，不过我看到侬搿样子搿只 interview， 我觉着老开心个。也讲侬为侬个就是个，I'm proud of you. You're so fucking good. You're good.
Yeah. So basically, he's speaking to Shandala. He was thinking I was doing a really good job interviewing Andrew Yan. You know, I was really, really good. So, like you hear, he said, speak English in the end. But yeah, so it's very nice that we have this very close relationship. And so for me to speak, we spoke, like I said earlier, the day before he passed, and it was just like really, 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 you know, difficult. Yeah. Anyway, I guess passing of anyone is difficult, but when I was with him, talking to him, he sounded really healthy, very bubbly. That was very difficult for me to swallow, that he could just disappear like that, you know. So anyway, anybody have any questions down in the audience? He's that socialist guy. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, anyway, do you have any stories, James or Sung Gao, to share? And Fifi, go ahead.
You see what I mean? Like, he is so positive, right? Optimistic, positive, and you cannot drive him down. I don't know.
Right. Oh, James, you're muted. Okay.
Yeah, I remember one thing, and he's so quick, witty and quick. And I remember maybe year 2000 something, he was a simultaneous interpreter for David Copperfield while he was touring China, giving performance, the circus show. And one time, David Copperfield, you know, Evan was doing great job, and he's very quick and almost like a duet. Not just David Copperfield, and he also playing his own part and make people keep laughing and all the time. I remember one occasion when David Copperfield made an American joke, which I think not even Chinese, maybe some of the Americans don't even get it. And then Chan, instead of translated that joke, and he said to Chinese audience in Chinese, he said in English, but he was speaking in Chinese to the Chinese audience. He said, that joke is not funny, it's an American joke, so I don't translate them to you. Then people burst into laughter. So it was so, he's so quick. That's what I felt,
Yeah. So tell us more about that. What year was that he was a translator for David Copperfield?
I think year 2003, 4, one of those years.
Uh-huh.
So it's almost 20 years ago when he returned to China not that long ago. Not that long.
So he toured with David for multiple cities.
Yes. And I think David performed maybe 2-3 sessions in Shanghai, and also one few in Beijing. And Evan was with him all the time and did great job. Everybody give very, very positive feedback about Evan's excellent performance. Not just a translator or interpreter, but also just keep the ambience and atmosphere high all the time. It's not easy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Great, thank you. I wanted to play you guys while you're waiting for have more stories to tell. This is a album called Dalliance, uh, where he went to Yunnan province to record farmers, local people's uh, what do you call local people's speaking or their music, and come. This is a album called Alliance with 8 soundtracks, and you can actually Google that, and then under MAGNATUNE, yeah, .com. So I'll play you just a little bit of this. Um, you can really hear the combination of native farmer and people, regular people's voice, and with the electronic music combined, special sound. Yep. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions? What was Evan's favorite song? Oh, that I don't know. Do you know? Eddie Singh has a question for us. Do you guys know this question? Do you know? I don't know. Sorry. Do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so good question, but we don't I don't know if I know his favorite song or not. Yeah. So I just know, oh, by the way, he's working on a film score for a famous Cantonese famous Hong Kong film director. Um, and hopefully his music is going to be used in he's work. The film director is doing a TV. It's a television series, So Evan has been writing that, and it was a very agonizing experience because Evan told me and told other people he has to. The film director made him to revise, and more revise. So finally, he actually gave the last version to the director, and then Evan's wife actually checked with the director that the director said he's going to use Evan's music. Yeah, in the end. 叫王家伟是吧？王家什么东西？
王家伟
是吧？
Yes.
Do you know?
Big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very famous.
Very famous, I think, director or something.
Yeah.
Talking about his favorite song, I don't think he has a favorite song because he is not I think his whole being, he cannot be put into frames. He has to play outside the frame. So all the years that I've been with him, we have done quasi R&B, a quasi jazz. But he I don't think he can exist in between the frames. You know, he has to be outside.
Very well put. Very well put. He's kind of like a very self-taught in many ways, right? He started piano when he was 16. Before that, he just played casually. Until he's 16, he was very dedicated because he knew he was behind. As a pianist, usually people start when you're, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8, now 16. So by the time he was 16, he really wanted to be more serious. So he would practice many, many hours. I remember he used to, he worked in a factory after uh, high school. And in those days, government was signing you up to work as a worker, or they send you to the farm to become a farmer. So he was a worker, and he and Songao actually worked the same factory. So Evan would he picked to be a 苏打论 like he worked in a furnace, right? Is it called furnace? When you put the coal into the
Yeah.
thing, and then how do you say that? Sorry.
Boiler or furnace or
Furnace, right? Yeah. So he worked in that department, and then because you can put the coal in to burn, and then you can leave for a few hours. He will just came back home and practice the piano, and then he go back to put more coal into the furnace. So he was very like Sung Gao mentioned. He studied English by himself, so eventually his English was actually really good, better than some of the English department students at the teachers college. And then in composition wise, he was not really a composer to begin with, and so he kind of learned along the way. So, and opera also, when he wrote this the bok choy variations, he never wrote opera before. So he told me he was like he was so scared at one point. He said, I don't know what to do. So he would like listen to all these operas and musical. Finally, his style is very much like musical, not like a Puccini or a Verdi kind of style opera. And he was inspired by Stephan Sondheim, whom he had a meeting with and communication with. So the guy is quite brilliant in many ways, and was able to learn things by himself, and very resourceful, I would say, right?
yes.
No, yeah. Anyway, yeah, thank you for. So we're
Brave.
wait, I hear some noise again. I keep hearing. Yeah. See, Fifi, what were you saying, dear?
I said and brave.
Right.
He's very brave. He'll come right up
Mhm.
and show his wares.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything to say? I'm gonna play last things before we say goodbye to our friends watching us, and thank you so much, audience with us and spending time with us. And some of you don't even know my brother, and you're just here to support me, and we really appreciate you. And some people know my brother, and yeah, I really appreciate James. You spend time. Yeah, I haven't seen you for a while. It's a good time to see you over here. And the Fifi, I haven't see you for many years. Yeah.
I met you in the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And Sunga.
I met you even before the opera. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a long time ago.
We were just I think we wrote 3 songs together: the Heroes of Fool, Laminated Life, and Midnight Lover.
Yeah.
That was even before my China.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, I'm going to if you Fifi, if you have any information, if you have any of like your website, what you're doing, and just give it to me. I'm gonna list it in the description below, okay? Because right now I just have your names. I don't have your biography or anything. So if Sungao or James, you want to have anything you wanted to tell people, give me your social, or not social security number. Give me your social media, anything you want to let people know you. Okay, I I use a lot of social media, So, but yeah. How about we'll do a last word, do a round, and then we're gonna play one more thing, and from that video people made in China. It was very touching. So, how about start with Sung Gao? Sung Gao, last word.
Well, we remember him for he's a very talented, dedicated person, very funny, humorous, insightful. And I forgot to tell you about, I think last time we met together, not at the and at the restaurant, we talked a lot about the parties, everything. But he did mention about something about the teaching method. Even though I'm not a musical person, he said a lot of Chinese parents force the kids to learn how to play piano, and he different approach. He said should be enjoyable, colorful. Something wrong with the parents' expectation. Kids like force and torture, and he's a way of how to make kids learn piano and the music become an enjoyable way. He taught a lot. Even though I'm not in the music field, he taught his way to entertainment, musical passion. Yeah. Well, it's a sad that he left us so quickly because I thought we were going to meet him again, get together next year. But unfortunately, yeah, we just remember him, leaving our hearts in our memory for good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sungao.
Mm-hmm.
Fifi, last word.
I think when he left us, he took away the mold. There's not going to be another one like him.
Thank you. That's true. James.
Evan, rest in peace. We'll have fun in another world together again.
Thank you. Well, my last word. Well, I'm speechless, and like Fifi said, there's not another, person just like him. He is so unique and so talented, so evil at the same time. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we will miss you very much, and I still sometimes think the whole thing is a nightmare. It's not true. Um, but yeah. In the other token, we it's sounding cliche, but we need to appreciate people around us, right? People with us, because you never know, right? One day they just disappeared. So thank you for being with us, and I am going to play the last section of this video. This video is on YouTube, and I thought it's a very well put together by friends in China and relatives and families contributed the photos, but they put together this very, very good, very well put video. Okay, here we go. Mute us, please. Mute ourselves, please.
Ching, you take care of yourself.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
我今天算了一下，我在家里已经从3月10几号到现在已经关了有他妈的快40天了，妈的。anyways， 那你多保重啦，我们在群里再继续聊。OK， 好的，谢谢啦，拜拜。反正我就跟你说，我每天醒过来就是问自己，哎呦，我不在方舟，我不在北朝鲜，我不在乌克兰，那还可以过下去。这是我目前的座右铭。All right， OK， 你好好保重，能够出去走走啊什么的，其实挺开心的事情。OK， 拜拜。嘿，谢谢邀请，但我今天过不来了，因为今天老婆下班回家，她明天就要回去上班，明天我也有课，所以我今天就太想来，但是来不了。感谢想到我啊，希望下次有机会，好吧？你们玩得开心，先这样啦，拜拜。
Thank you. That was beautiful. Okay. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you, Stanley.
Yes.
All right.
Take care, everybody.
Yeah.
Chicago, New York, and Philly's also New York.
Fifi's in Chicago.
Oh,
New Mexico. I'm in New Mexico right now.
New Mexico.
I'm Chicago.
Okay,
wow.
So Chicago, New Mexico, New York.
Yeah.
Okay,
and Los Angeles early Huangqiong. June was from Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you so much. So we have people. Shirley, thank you so much for being with us. Shirley's from Arizona, and Eddie's from New York, and Sharkfin is from New Jersey around us. And let's see, Dr. J. Oh, Dr. J is my husband. Yeah, Nora Almani's from New York. Yeah, thank you so much. We have a conductor is from New York. Yeah. And we have our friend. Yeah, I was supposed to come on, Angel. Great, thank you so much, and have a good night. And yeah, really appreciate it.
Good night.
Happy holiday.
Happy holiday. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.